happened to me with Dolly Parton. You know, I don't know if you knew, was Dolly Parton's opening act for a year, and I traveled with her. And I saw her when I was 18 years old. Took a date to see Dolly Parton, and I was telling her road manager. Her road manager to the store. And he goes, "That's great. Never tell that to Dolly."
Oh,
never.
Really?
Yeah, because it makes you feel, like...
Yeah, I feel ancient.
I grew up listening to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, here's our good news story. Do you ever, it's about a couponer. You don't tell me you don't coupon. Do you coupon?
I do.
No way.
I do. I have the coupon app on my phone.
Do you
yeah,
really?
You just download it and you can put it over.
I got it.
Coupons.
I don't do it all the time. My girlfriend is one of those will save the coupon. If you buy 4, you get 1 free, but you got to buy the case, and then you basically that same show that's on TV. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, the extreme couponer.
Right. How do you have it? Well, who's ever going to eat a case of mayonnaise? But I got it for a nickel with the coupon.
Oh, my husband gets so mad at me. Like if I get a tub of pudding or like 17 gallons of sour cream, he's always like, "What are we going to do with it?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to put it in the freezer." I mean, I got like a big walk-in freezer.
I mean, it's sour
like
cream. I don't know. The pudding would go fast.
Or soak your feet in it. Starts to go bad, just use it as like a lotion, or
you could use it for something.
Something.
You're right. You're right. It's just too much of it. So that's the beauty of this guy. He's a charity extreme couponer, and a lot of people are doing this now, donating these sale items. So take a listen to what this guy does. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I paid $15.57, and I saved $104.27.
Rodney Osborne calls himself the couponator. He started clipping coupons to save money. Both he and his wife lost their jobs. But even after they got back on their feet, the rush of saving big kept Rodney going. And so did his charitable spirit.
Instead of letting the coupons and deals go to waste, I get the items since they don't cost me anything or just a small fee, and I donate it to organizations that can help out other families that we're in a situation we were in.
One of those is the Common Ground Free Store in Delaware. They help anyone in need by letting them shop for free. It's a place Rodney actually had to visit when his family was down on their luck. But on this day, he got to pay it forward.
It's those that you see that will reach out to you and help you in your time of need. Is he want to pay back?
It is just the most wonderful feeling to know that the community supports the community and that our shoppers become our volunteers, and sometimes our volunteers become our shoppers.
The Osbornes unloaded a van full of food, personal care items, even school supplies. Rodney estimates the haul to be worth about $1,500, but he spent less than $50.
It is just amazing to see how far $50 can go, because someone who is passionate about helping other people and taking that talent and that gift and giving it on to people in need.
And that's exactly what Rodney is hoping to pass on to his children, involving them in every step.
As long as I have the time and they keep making coupons, I'll keep doing it.
Now, how cool is that, MudFlap? At $50-some, you get $1,000 worth of stuff for charity.
That's very good, and I'm glad he could do that. I could not do that. If I got that kind of savings,
it's
for me.
It's a lot of work.
I know.
To say, but how cool that he did it.
And that he's involving his kids, who I'm sure are the ones clipping the coupons.
Yeah, MudFlap, because he cares about people.
I care about people.
Just you more. You care about me more.
When I talk about feeding the homeless, that's me if I don't get a paycheck.
All right, so MudFlap, as we go to break, your Kelly Ford you worked with for almost a decade, and she wrote on our photograph that I just posted, she put, "I know a good laser..." I can't even read it. Kelly Ford wrote to us, "I know a good laser hair removal guy for you, Angie, because you two look like sisters." With that insult, Kelly Ford, hey fo, former friend of the good news, former friend of Angie Austin, former friend. Awesome. We'll go to break. So MudFlap's here. Hey, he's going to talk about why he's here on the good news, what he's doing now, and we've got some more stories for him. And I have some tips for him, too. It's for me, too, since we both had to kind of change careers, and he's, reinventing himself.
It's not having to do with my split ends or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's called 9 Tips for Starting Over.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, we'll be right back with the good news on 8:10 a.m. KLVZ, where love lives.
You are listening to The Good News with Angie Austin on 810 KLVZ. Join the program by calling 303-477-2473.
Hebrews 12:11. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. A reminder from this Crawford Broadcasting Station.
I always greet my patients privately, and many times I've been told by patients, so I haven't been to the dentist for 5 or 10 years, I ask them why, and the number one reason is fear of discomfort. We can help you with that.
Dr. D, Dr. Camilo Delizia of Dental Wellness at Dry Creek.
Dental Wellness of Dry Creek is a family-oriented dental practice. We are a full, comprehensive care dental practice in Centennial, and we love to take care of your children also. It is the greatest joy to take care of a 5 or 7-year-old who was initially afraid and build a relationship with them. Next thing you know, you guys are best friends.
Call and make your appointment with Dr. D right now. 303-773-9400. That's 303-773-9400. Located just north of C470 on University at County Line Road. Smile, because you're in great hands with Dr. Delizia of Dental Wellness at Dry Creek. 303-773-9400.
The Summit Steakhouse is Colorado's premier spot for a special steak or seafood dinner. Our menu features classic steakhouse favorites. Start with a delicious French onion soup, followed by a perfectly prepared cowboy steak or Alaskan king salmon. The Summit Lounge features live music and entertainment Thursday through Sunday. The Summit Lounge also features a delectable menu that can be served on the patio. The Summit is located on the corner of Yale and Havana in Aurora, or online at thesummitsteakhouse.com. Our owners, Gail Novak and her husband Ed, invite you to bring the whole family down. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Welcome back to the Good News with Angie Austin and Steve MudFlap McGrew, producer Paul, and of course, Jorge.
Jorge.
I love Jorge. You know, I'm so blessed here. I really do work with awesome people. I mean, when you're in an environment like this, now I work at a Christian station, but my show is probably for everyone. You know, I'm a Christian and I wanted to start this show for, you know, just positive things, and because my faith has been so important to me. So when I asked MudFlap, hey, are you cool with coming on the show? Do you know it's a Christian show? He wrote me back and he goes, I'm a Christian. And I said, what?
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 What? Yeah,
I did it. I even called my friend Kelly Ford. I said, is he telling me the truth? she goes, yes, he is telling you.
He's got the Jesus hair and beard. I mean, come on.
No, he is. He's looking at Jesus.
I was an assistant youth director.
She told me that you were like a youth pastor.
Yeah, I had I went through one of those periods where I had a falling out with the church and God and the whole thing, and then I talked to my pastor and kind of did this whole like, all right, I'm back. Okay.
And you have an interesting pastor, by the way.
Yeah, Richie Fury from Calvary Chapel in Bloomfield.
And he's in like the Rock and Roll Hall of
Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He's with Poco and Buffalo Springfield.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, so you had a falling out. What brought you back?
I quit drinking, and I kind of did this whole, there's got to be more. Look for the higher power thing. And I became more spiritual than I am churchy, if that makes any sense at all. Well, I had to find.
In Richie's testimony, your pastor's testimony, have you read his book?
Part of it. I haven't finished it.
Powerful. I'm going to get him on the show. Maybe you can work that angle for me.
Yeah, great guy. Super nice guy, too. And I just was one of those. He was the reason I went back to church. I ran into him at a concert and we got to talking. And he's like, "Why don't you come on out?"
Well, sometime? He also, I understand, he monitors your Facebook page.
Yes,
and he keeps an eye. Your pastor actually watches what you say, do, and post on your Facebook page.
Yes,
so you have an accountability partner that you didn't even ask for.
Right, and now it sort of worries me and frightens me because you probably saw it too. I put up a body part.
You were trying to bring attention to Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
With yourself, a picture of yourself.
I took a picture of my own boob and stuck it on my
And your
Facebook.
pastor said to you,
"What are you doing? Can't you be..." What? It looks at my girlfriend. "Can't you do anything about this?" And I'll go, "We're talking about, aren't we? You and I are..."
And so your pastor said he did concede that you were indeed bringing attention to Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right. and all the people that commented underneath it. And,
right, in a disturbing way you did.
And that's
I didn't tell my daughter what it was. She thought it was a picture of the surface of the moon.
Hysterical when you wrote me that.
No, she is 5. I did not want to scar her. I rolled with that. Because I thought, no, I'm not going to. Yes, it's the moon. It's beautiful, isn't it? Let's go back to Mommy's page. Let's go back to Mommy's page.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but sometimes you have to do extra things to get attention. In this day and age, where there's so much noise in the world, you have to say something or do something that cuts through.
What
There's audio coming from your iPad.
Oh, I didn't even know. Just turned on the volume.
I
Paul
just
is
turned it
like,
off.
he is writing me like
He is
covert
the oldest
messages.
30-year-old
No,
man I've ever seen in my life.
He does not know how to use my iPad.
He can't use iPhone. He can't use iPad.
Wait, there is some he goes, there's audio coming from your iPad. Have you ever turned turning down the volume? He is the oldest 30-year-old. He doesn't know how to operate the cell phones.
I turned it to the off, and I'm sitting here, and I hear something going through, and it's bugging me, and I'm trying to figure out where it came from.
He's like doing sign language and sending me notes, and oh my goodness. Okay, so I told people that Steve MudFlap McGrew is here, and they wrote, "Tell Flappy hi. You two look awesome. I love your blouse and hat."
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, you. Okay.
Probably me. No, what did one of them say on yours that you looked like who?
I look like Vince Neil.
And I thought she meant me at first. I was all offended. I'm like, I do not. And then Kelly Ford says that she knows a good laser hair removal guy because we look like sisters. No, who's supposed to get the hair removed? Me or you?
If it's sisters, it must be you, and I don't want to say that out loud.
All right. I also asked people I said, MudFlap's coming in. I'm slightly afraid, and I want to ask people what's on their bucket list. Do you guys have bucket lists? Because you said you quit drinking, so you must have gone through like a big life change when that went down.
Yeah, what happened for me, the life change for me was my son was born, and I decided you can't party or shouldn't party as a parent, and I know that's me. I don't want to, for other people, but I can imagine being out drinking and getting a call from the babysitter. Your kid has fallen and busted his head open, and I can't drive, and I can't, So that was my epiphany of like, that's it. I'm done partying. I'm a parent.
Good for you.
And then that was sort of my path back to, it's got to be a better place. For the world's got to be a better place because I got this one I'm bringing into it. We got to make some changes, and
Well, we're going to get into what you're doing now and everything because I think it's pretty cool and you're traveling a lot. But do you have anything on your bucket list?
For me, a bucket list is Italy. That is that is something that I'm working very hard. I've never been to Italy. People go there and come back. Oh, it's beautiful, Tuscany. I got to go. That's one thing that's on mine.
Well, why don't you do comedy there?
I don't know if they'd understand me.
Oh, that's true.
I do comedy in London.
Are you a redneck? Because someone told me that you are. Are you a redneck?
Yeah, probably. I was described. Newsweek magazine years ago did an article, a piece on me, and the writer described me as a redneck on acid. Wow. I don't know what that means.
Well, what is a redneck? Like, can I become one, or are you born one? What is? I mean, I've heard of it a million times, but you have 2 minutes. That's all we have until break.
To describe.
So don't try to
Well,
give
do we
me
need to bust out the full "you might be a redneck" if did you not hear those?
Yeah, if the porch collapses and it kills more than one dog, you might be. But did you?
Oh my goodness.
Did you cut the yard and find a car? Then you might be. It's that kind of thing.
But wait, can you be a redneck and not have like a refrigerator and 7 cars in your front yard?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you grow up Did you grow up outside a city or without money? That's, to me, is the redneck, the guy that learns to survive.
Okay.
That's, to me, what a redneck is. It's like, give me a gun and a fishing pole, and I will take care of my family. It's that kind of...
Oh. All right,
it's just
like a gun
I don't know if I could do that.
But I don't have to pack heat or like own a rifle.
No. But
it's just that mentality.
You have that mentality. I will do whatever it takes. You can make a trout line out of a shoestring if you had to, catch fish. Whatever it takes to.
Like that Survivor guy. Like I could be like out in the middle of nowhere and I could like kill a bear with my bare hands and eat it with my teeth.
Right. That guy.
Yeah.
You watch that show too?
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
Well, my husband kind of makes me.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it one time and he found like a dead animal and like it had been dead and it was maggots and stuff, and he was like, all you got to do is cut underneath this to get to the good. So I'm like, I couldn't make it past the top part.
No. Wow, but if you're hungry, you probably could. Well, I think I know what a redneck is. I'm never asking you that question again because I am so not hungry for dinner. All right, so when I asked Steve MudFlap McGrew if he wanted to come on my show, and I said, it's a Christian station, are you okay with that? He said, I'm a Christian, and I said, what? So we'll talk a little about his story when we come back. And we're going to go over the tips for starting over because you, me, and Paul, we all had to start over.
Starting over.
Yeah, we got kicked to the curb. Well, you kicked yourself to the curb. Paul and I got kicked to the curb.
We got pink slips.
Oh, wait, what is it? We're going in another direction.
We'll find ourselves going in another direction.
And it's always away from you. And that's when they give you the box and tell you to head for the door.
Uh-huh.
We'll be right back with the good news with Angie Austin.